Okay, so what happened after that when the devil told me that he finally undisguised himself and revealed that I had been I had been groomed and courted by an illusion for all these months, and that the spirit that I was calling my husband was in fact the Satan. Okay, of course I was completely I wasn't with it. Okay, I wasn't with it. I knew at that point about Omni and Jesus. I was with them. Okay, I thought that seeing this spirit that I fell in love with was some kind of reward that God was letting me see in the celestial realm, because I didn't have anyone on the earthly realm like that. I wasn't in love. I had no partner. So I thought it was my reward for being with God that I was getting to have the person that I was most enamored with on earth be my husband. I thought it was like some kind of, no. Oh, no. It was a fallacy of the devil. So what ended up happening is this. I'm just going to just cut right to it. He did all kinds of other things to really confuse and mess with me to the point where I became psychotic, okay? Now, if you don't know exactly what the clinical term for psychotic, what it means, what the definition is, it means out of touch with reality. And I'll tell you what, when the devil starts meddling with your mind and you can actually hear it, and it tells you all these elaborate things and shows you all these elaborate visions, it'll make you psychotic, okay? I was out of touch with reality. Completely, okay? So here's something that I learned that's very important to share, okay, to people out there. And I share this is the most important part of the whole Testament. Well, not really, knowing Jesus is, but to thwart possible disaster or tragedy or you hurting yourself on account of the tricks of the devil, okay? It's important to know some of its schemes and the things that it plays, because I had no idea. I was completely nescient, and I had to learn through tragedy to come to the understanding of it, okay? And I don't want this to ever happen to anyone else. The devil can throw its voice, okay? Like I said, it's a mimicker. It can make itself sound like anything. A man, a woman, a child, a baby, a gunshot, a random sound, an animal, anything, okay? And not only that, but it can throw its voice. It can sound like a woman is over here having a conversation with a man over here, like spirits, and they're both talking to each other. They can even talk over each other, but it's all the devil, okay? And not realizing that drove me completely psychotic. I believed that they were spirits, and that's another thing. The disguises that he would come in. I'm not going to go into the details of all that. But it's important to know, because I was out of myself. Now let me go back to the part about how I was going to self-immolate for God. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm up there in my friend's room in North Beach, and the devil's really messing with my mind, because this is after I had gone up to Sutro Tower and actually doused myself and tried to light myself on fire. He was pissed that I was so freaking devoted, that I was willing to do that. So he was really coming at me hard. And I'm talking constant and relentlessly, like with the voices, with the deception, with the trying to instill fear in me, okay? It was very believable, okay? I thought that I was going to be taken away. I'm not going to go into the details because I'm not even going to pollute your mind with it. But I was terrified that I was going to be killed now, okay? That I was going to be killed, and he was going to try and get me by any means necessary. He didn't care who was standing in the way. He was going to kill them too. If somebody was in the way of getting to me, they were going to die too. And that really freaked me out, because I didn't want anyone else to get hurt on account of him trying to get me now. Okay, because honestly, he part of what he had me believing, and like I said, I hadn't completely cleared out a lot of different false spiritual paths from my life. He had me believing I was the incarnation of the Hindu deity Kali Ma. Okay, I'm not going to go too much in detail about this, but the thing is that I believed at the time, this is before I cleared all that stuff, all that false stuff out and followed only Christ. I believed at the time that Kali Ma was a demon slayer. Okay. Like many people do, like people in the Hindu religion do. But what they don't understand is that Kali Ma is a demon, okay? Kali Ma is not a demon slayer. She is a demon, okay? If you don't know who she is, she's commonly depicted as blue with long black hair, and she has necklace of human severed heads around her neck, male heads. And then she's got a belt of hands around her waist. And she goes around with a sword and decapitates and chops people up and wears their body parts, okay? And they're supposed to be demons that she's killed, okay? It's humans, okay? They might have been demonic, but either way, she's a demon. She's just a murderer, okay? And they even say that Shiva, who's another false god, it's just the truth, okay? They talk about mythology, okay? Her consort lays at her feet in submission to stop her from her murderous rampage, okay? But the truth of the matter is that Shiva isn't laying in submission at her feet. She killed Shiva. You can find other imagery of her where she's actually not her fake pretty self, where she's completely black and she has a spear through Shiva's chest, okay? So it's all a lie. Everything about it is a lie, okay? And the Hindus are believing a lie, and they get really mad if I say that, but oh well, somebody's got to follow Christ, okay? Don't follow false teachings. It doesn't matter. They get so entrenched in their traditions, your traditions will send you to hell. Come out of it. Snap out of it. So anyway, it had me believing that I was Kali Ma. And so now I'm a demon slayer and I'm a threat to its kingdom, its evil kingdom. And so I have to die. And it thinks that by killing me, it's going to take my power and all my followers and everything else. And he would show me people bowing to Kali Ma and how he was going to get all those souls and everybody if he just killed me, okay? And it was all a lie, but I really firmly believed it. You wouldn't believe how elaborate it was, this whole scenario. Like I said, I'm not going into it. And so I believe God loved me because I was a demon slayer for God, okay? So it had me under this thing, okay? And this is the one part of the whole thing that is a lie. Everything else is the truth that I talked about. Jesus and God, that's all true, okay? But when it comes to the Satan is a liar, okay? And he's come only to do three things: to steal, kill, and destroy, okay? So I'm in my friend's room in North Beach, and the voices are coming at me. It's December 23rd, 2012, and I was completely out of my mind. And 2 days passed when I was going to self-immolate. I was up in this room. I was so manic and out of it that my friend, the guy who was trying to help me, couldn't even be in the room with me. He left his own room and went out and couldn't even be in there because I was just like freaking out. I was sure that like people were coming to get me and drag me off. He showed me exactly where they were going to bring me, what they were going to do, how they were going to do it. It was horrible, okay? Horrible, okay? And it was going to happen that night, he told me, okay? And so my friend left and I was there in the room alone, which is probably the worst thing that could have happened, okay? I know I was unbearable to be around, but come on, I needed help at that point. But really, a person couldn't help me, only Jesus. But I still wasn't completely correct, okay? It takes time to come to an understanding, especially when you're not around people who know God, okay? And you're just really kind of by yourself on earth. You still have the divine connection, but you're confused, especially when the devil first starts doing this stuff to you, okay? You don't know what's happening. Just remember, it'll manifest as your weakness, like it came to me as Aesop's stone. It will throw its voice. It can mimic anything, okay? And it comes up with elaborate stories, okay, that, you believe because it all seems to connect. And, so anyway, I'm sitting there in the room, and I can literally hear him talking about how, I can hear people out there fighting each other, trying to be the one to come get me, okay? Like human people, the devil's minions on earth. I can hear them plotting and scheming to come get me, okay? I even heard a car pull up out front, screech its brakes. I heard somebody get out, a man. I heard him open up his trunk, get out his gun, and he was coming into the hotel, and he was going to shoot the desk clerk, come up to the room, kick in my door, and drag me off, okay? I was just out of my mind at this point. I ran out to the desk clerk, and I told him, I said, call the police. Call the police. I said, something bad is about to happen. You have to call the police. And he was just like, yeah. He dismissed me and everything. I was like, seriously, people could get hurt. I didn't want to tell him you're going to get shot, and be that direct. But seriously. And so I ran back to the room because I didn't want to be in the hallway because I was afraid I was going to get taken. So I ran back to the room, locked the door, and I'm at the peephole looking through, waiting for the cops. Nobody's coming. So I ran back out to the desk clerk 2 more times, and I told him, look, you have to call the police. Something bad is happening. People are coming. People are going to get hurt. Finally, he calls the police, okay? So I come out to the hallway, he comes knocking, the police are coming. So I come out in the hallway and I see an officer coming up the stairs, okay, by himself, okay? That in itself completely freaked me out because the devil had been telling me that it's going to send personnel in uniforms, police, whoever. They're going to look professional, but they're just in disguise. They're going to secretly kidnap you. Like, so I didn't trust anyone, okay? So when I seen this police officer coming up the stairs by himself, like I said, I'd had plenty of interactions with police in the past to know that they usually show up in pairs, okay? So when I saw him by himself, I said, oh my God, he's not really a cop. Or if he is, he's a corrupt cop, and he's coming to take me away, and it looks official, and he's going to secretly bring me to this other place, and I'm going to get killed, and by these Satanists. And so he's coming up the stairs, and I look at his face, and it literally distorts into a demon and then goes back to a normal flesh face. And I said, oh my God, he's one of them. I said to myself, and I ran back into the room, okay? So I'm in the room, and I grabbed the kerosene. I said, it's now or never. He's getting ready to take me away because he's an official cop, that I have to go with him if he tries to take me, and it's now or never. So I took the kerosene, and I lifted it over my head, and I started to pour it on me to self-immolate right then. And God said, stop. He said, put it down. He said, if you do that in here, other people are going to get hurt and die. And it had me, I was so out of it. It's psychotic. I didn't even think about that. And that was the last thing I wanted, was other people to get hurt, okay? And so I put the kerosene down, and then the devil spoke to me loud and clear. He said, jump off the roof. So I did it. In order to not fall into the clutches of the enemy, I ran out into the hallway real quick before the cop could make his way to the room. I ran up all those stairs, okay? The building was only 4 stories high. If it had been 12, I would have gone all the way up to the top of the 12, but that's all it was. The upstairs door to the roof was unlocked. I open the door. I go out onto the roof. Immediately, I see 2 visions. I see the devil on the left side in his little Aesop stone disguise, and then I see Omni on this side, completely masked up, freaking samurai'd out, okay? The devil was, his illusion was like I'd never seen before. He was literally shaking. The whole vision was shaking, everything. And I could tell he was mad. He just couldn't wait to come out of that phony disguise and show me who it really was and snatch my soul and take it to hell. I had never seen it trembling like that, okay? I was freaked out, but I ran to the edge of the roof, and I looked over, and it was high, okay? 4 stories is pretty freaking high, okay? At later research, I realized that it has to be at least 11 stories. I probably shouldn't put that out there. Never jump off a roof to kill you, okay? So what happened was I ran to the edge of the roof, and I said, Lord, I trust you, and I love you implicitly. I said, I cannot fall into the hands of the enemy. I said, by any means necessary, I can't let them do all this stuff to me. I said, I trust you. I'm going to commit my soul to you. I'm going to jump off this roof. And I trust that you'll take me and not the devil. So I ran twice to the end of the roof, the edge of the roof. The 3rd time, I jumped off. Okay? This is the building I jumped off of. Okay? You see these people down here? The tallest man is this high. Okay? I was all the way up here. I was in the back, but I was all the way up there. Okay? I hit the ground. When I hit the ground, I was still alive. I was still conscious. I could not believe that I wasn't dead. I heard the worst crunch you could ever possibly imagine as all my bones were completely broken. I just remember, and I've screamed a lot in my life, I let out the most blood-curdling scream I have ever screamed. The first thing I thought was, I'm not dead. Now I'm so messed up physically I can't run away, and I'm sure to get kidnapped. Now they're really going to get me because I can't run. I said, why didn't I go head first? That was the first thing I thought. All right, I'm going to end it there and finish the story in the last video here.